John 8:32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
My natural hair. It stayed stuck up, but it was stiff and hot. The truth about my last wash and go. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well. So after I did my wash and go with Got To Be ultra glued in the black tube, yes ma'am, on the first day, and I hate that I just became a little lazy and didn't capture the very next day after I did it. On day one, there was a lot of definition, but it was crunchy and hard to separate at the ends. So while I love the definition in it, it was absolutely incredible. I'm like, goodness, this definition is a whole lot better than the Eco. Now that's saying something. Just the definition alone. Wetline, that's saying something, because that's a great hair gel for wash and goes as well as Eco. But although it had great definition to use the Got To Be ultra glued for my wash and go, and you know, I explained, I broke it down. I was kind of low on the Eco. So that's what kind of pressed me to use it. But one thing is, when, you know, with wash and goes, you want to separate the curls, especially if you're that kind of woman that likes to separate those curls and get volume along with your definition. So I'm that type of woman in that regard. And I went to separate them, and it was just like, I'll use this for example, and I know this is a frontal wig. I would separate it with my natural hair, and then it would lock at the ends. Now mind you, my hair is 4C, very curly. So when gel hits it, when product hits it, gel is not meant to be moisturized. It locks up, clink, clink. And gels are usually drying. Let's just be honest and tell the truth. So I would separate it, and at the ends it would lock. And look like the more I tried to separate it, it's like it was trying to like lock itself, where the only way I could detangle it with it being saturated in my hair is to break, you know, where your hair tangles, and then the only way you can get it off is it locks up into a knot and you got to pull it off. Like, no, my hair. Like, I was like, once I realized that, I'm like, I said this was going to be temporary. I did say that, and I said that in the video. Let me hurry up and get this stuff out of my hair. And a couple days lingered. I let it linger for a couple days. I let it go for a couple days. And it was a little over a week, and so I lifted that up, and it was snagging my fingernails. Yeah. These babies. I said, you know what? That's it. I'm washing it out. I let it go just a little bit over a week and maybe 2-3 days. So as it got older, it did lose its definition, especially in the areas where I separated the curls. And that's normal with any wash and go. You know, you get to separating the curls and everything, then based on what gel you're using and what product you're using, then it's going to lose that definition and that volume and everything, which is letting you know it's time to wash again. There you go. Although the hole was incredible, my hair was stiff. I mean, I had it parted on the opposite side, my natural hair. It stayed stuck up, but it was stiff and hot. It was hard. almost to the time where it was scary, like a rock. And especially where I had applied it in the roots, it was like, I'm like, no ma'am, we got to wash this out. Yes, yes, we do. Yes, Father, and I need all of my hair. We can't have this, especially when it started tangling and locking at the ends. And my hair is very coily, very, very absolutely coily. And on top of that, I keep it braided and keep it in protective styles a whole lot. Oh, I said, oh, we got to get this out this house. No, we can't cross no longer than a week. I did go a little bit over a week, but I said, you know what, enough is enough. I know I wasn't finna let it go to 2 weeks. Because after it started locking up and everything, I put a bonnet on it and it just got to go. You got to go. Okay? So eventually I did wash it out. And because there's no shame in my game, and you guys have seen me braid down my hair, you guys have seen me come on this camera where my hair was just freshly washed, freshly dried, jacked up, and you watch me use the gifts that God has given me to transform the hair where I'm laying and slaying it. That's what I like to say. I braid it back down with the edge booster, the sweet peach. Smell like peaches. My hair smell like peaches. Not peach cobbler, peaches. So right now, and with Murray's Edge wax. So it's laid and slayed and laid down. So my honest truth about this last wash and go is, although it had great definition, although the volume is incredible, and although the hold is incredible, it is not, I would not, me personally, and don't take this as gospel, experiment with a patch test of your own hair, maybe about this much. In my opinion, ultra glued got to be gel is not the best to use for a wash and go on the regular. Now, if you're in a hurry and you want to slick down and you use a slick bun or a top knot and you want it to hold a certain way, maybe a light amount, but on a regular basis for your wash and goes, especially if you're a wash and go type of woman, type of girl, what have you, it's best to use it only like how I've used it. You're in a jam, you're waiting on your eco, you haven't gone to the store yet, you haven't ordered your normal gel for your wash and go. It's good in a jam. But if you don't want your hair locking up, especially if it's very coily like mine, where you're separating it to create volume, I mean, you'll get definition, but you don't want your hair locking up at the ends and it turns into knots, and the only way you can get it out is to cut it out and to pull it off. And I'm like, we trying to grow the hair, not okay. No, we're trying to grow the hair. We're trying to grow some length. We're not trying to lose the length. So that is the absolute truth about my last wash and go. Will it be my last wash and go? No, ma'am. I love the ease of them. And as my hair gets longer, I am really going to go ahead and make that my go-to style in between my protective styling. So without further ado, until next time.